Well, we're 5 minutes from teeing off for our afternoon round. Welcome to today's game. We're once again playing the TPC Scottsdale course where the Phoenix Open is being held this week. Today we're going to play the middle tees and we're going to play with a medium fast green. Yesterday we played black with fast greens. The other setup options, just for you to know, include the following. Obviously game rules, no mulligans. We do have to putt all the way out and opt a shot, so you have to actually putt all the way into the hole. No gimmies, no mulligans. The environment and physics to the game today: medium fast on the green speed, medium on the fairway speed, easy out of light rough, moderate out of rough, bunkers moderate as well. There's going to be a gentle breeze with a south wind. Starting the game today, there's no one playing. Typically people will join. Some people play through, as you'll notice. Some people play a very quick game. Some people go through more at a traditional pace, except without the walking, of course. I'd say a standard game takes about an hour and a half. I usually play around an hour. Yesterday's game took a little bit longer. So with us coming into the 12 o'clock tee time, the goose will be stepping up and teeing off. And we'll see how this goes today. First thing up, it's a lot shorter, 352. And I'm going to unhide the aiming guide over here so we can see what we've got. Looking up, I see around 230. I see the bunker over there. I see a lot of waste over area over here. I'm going to probably play a little bit of my draw, hopefully, and bring the ball about 230 out, leaving me about 130 in. Typical to how I play on the Opti-Shot, I hit it off the deck, even on the tee box, except for the driver. I always use a tee with the driver, but otherwise I just hit it off the deck. It's a little bit to my disadvantage with the way the Opti-Shot works because it's measuring the speed. As always, you'll notice that over here I've got a real ball that I'm using. This makes a big difference in how the Opti-Shot responds to your swing. Also, I have a managed club set in which the Opti-Shot's been told what clubs I have and what degree I am hitting. So here we go. Maybe I'll putt a little better today, not be so distracted with the broadcast. And the answer is no. Right away I go OB. I've never taken a drop in Opti-Shot before. We're going to today. Go up here, and you see Mulligan is blocked out, but dropping the ball is not. And obviously I'm going to have to go back. And I'm going to have to go back and play this realistic to where the ball probably went out. A couple club strokes, and I'm going to drop the ball and take my penalty stroke. Leaving me 128 in with a 9-iron suggestion. The wind's a bit behind me, and I think not. I think I'll probably use a pitching wedge. So you'll see, remember, I can change my clubs here down the lower right corner. Gone to my pitching wedge. We can do a little bit better than that on this start. Got a downhill putt, 20 feet long, 11 inches down. The break is obviously right to left. As most of you know, I don't putt with a ball, and I do not do flop shots, bunker shots with the ball. Medium fast. Keep it inside left edge on a little comeback putt. Take my medicine and a bogey and move on. This Playing today 392, 4 yards down. The wind is coming at us. For me, definitely a driver hole. Kind of a nice easy swing I'm trying to get going here. Keep the ball in play. So I've got 232 out, 162 in, again into the wind. Typically this would be my 6-iron, but with a 6-mile-an-hour wind into me, I'm tempted to hit 5. I think in this case I am going to hit 6. I'm finding that when I'm broadcasting I'm typically a bit amped up. So let's see if I'm right. Yes. Very small right to left break on an 18-foot putt, downhill 1 inch. I expect it to be a bit fast, so I don't want to blow it by. Just missed my birdie putt. 6-inch putt for par, and off I'm going. What's fun about playing this course today is that for the next few days, the pros are going to be on it in Phoenix at the Waste Management Open. We'll get a chance to see how they play a lot of these holes and how many yards they're actually playing. I'm going to aim out here a little bit. Remember, I can move this marker up and see about my drive should be right in about here. There's a bit of a wind pushing it left to right maybe. So even if I hit a draw, which I'd like to be hitting, I'll stay out of trouble. This one would fare well if best hit straight. And so again in the rough keeps me from rolling, but I did put a good strike on it. So obviously I did what I needed to do to get there in 2 if I want to try it. And so I know no guts, no glory. I wish I was on the fairway to pull this off. And considering I absolutely butchered my first 3-wood of the day, let's see if I can do a better job of it this time around. Yes, I can. Didn't quite make the green. And then just got a hell of a roll there. One of the weaknesses of OptiShot as a real sim game is that it's extremely hard to simulate uphill, downhill, and sideways lies. In this case, I rolled off the hill. It looked like I ended up with a little bit of a downhill lie, and yet it's 1 yard above my feet to get to the green. 23 yards. Pitches and chips, as I normally explain, I always use the ball. It's only with flop shots, sand bunker shots, and putting that I don't use the ball. Three yards. Anticipating a small amount of right to left. I think that's about all I want to take. It's 9-foot putt, 2 inches down for a birdie. Oh, brutal. 1 inch. Right there on the edge. All that risk, no reward. All right, first par 3 of the day, and we've got 153 in, 1 yard up with a big tailwind, a 7-mile-an-hour tailwind. So my guess is that I would blow it over the green with a 7-iron. My 8-iron, at the swing speed I have, which is usually around 80 miles an hour, probably about right. If you read my bio on Twitch, you'll see that I'm turning 60 this year. My swing speed with my driver is usually around 90, 92. This is my 80-mile-an-hour swing with my mid irons would be pretty accurate, short irons. When you get a nice shot, OptiShot takes the time to tell you you hit a nice shot. Got a 7-foot putt, at least another birdie putt here, but there's a lot of break the way I came into this, so no easy task. 8-foot putt, flat. Obviously didn't hit it hard enough. Another one left short. But after yesterday's fast greens, which brutalized me, I'll take my 2 putts today and move on. So here we do got a 430 par 4. The bunkers are 219 out, so they're clearly 220 out, clearly in play. And I think I'll just stick to the left side based on the fact that I haven't been drawing the ball very much. I'm feeding, cutting the ball today. However, I flew the bunkers, which is great, with a really good swing. Sometimes I doubt the accuracy of that speed, but perhaps I did put a 105-mile-an-hour swing on it. That would be the top of my swing range, by the way. Very rarely do I swing that fast, but I do. 7-iron in is a suggestion. It's a little bit into a side wind. The ball will probably get knocked down a little bit, and I feel comfortable with that shot. I'm also going to go right at the pin. I've been a little bit right of the pin all day with my shots anyway, and the wind's going to be pushing it. So even though it's the short side of the green, I feel comfortable getting into that. Maybe I'll hit a little bit more of a draw. I hit that a bit fat, and fat shots are accurately reflected, I think, in Opta shot, because the club head slows down when you hit a fat shot, whereas when you hit a thin shot, the club goes by super fast, and I think only reflects perhaps the shot in real life only because the club's moving so fast it makes the ball go further in Opta shot, but the ball flight is definitely not accurate. So now I've got a long, long way in, 41 feet, 7 inches up, a little bit of a break left to right. More importantly, I just like to snug this in there kind of tight. See if I can get up and down with 2 putts. That uphill I got burned. I didn't hit the ball hard enough, but I've got a pretty straight putt. I'm going to go just outside the left edge to 11 feet. See if I can pull this off. So I'm missing some birdie opportunities here, but I'm continuing to get my putts in on 2 putts. All these statistics, even on the putts, are really important. While it doesn't show swing path on the putts, it does show whether my club speed and whether I'm open or not. The putting club speed is not done very accurately. It's just done 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. So yeah, it tells you how fast you swung, but the reality is it would be really cool if they had it digitized a little bit better and gave you a better idea of exactly how fast you were putting, because you can putt a lot different at 3 miles an hour. Or 4 miles an hour for sure. So here's a 369, kind of tempting to go at this with a 3-wood, with the one exception. There's a 6 mile an hour pushing into the drive and pushing a little bit right to left, and I'd like to exercise some demons here, get my driver to maybe go a little bit right to left, because I've been fading the ball some. So we're going to give it a try, see if we can hit a little bit more of a fade here. Excuse me, drop. And I'm not heading towards the bunker. So at least as inside out, I just left the club face a little open. Probably, instead of leaving it open, it might have been open just a little bit. Obviously, I hit it off the toe. That's what pushed it over that way more than anything. So, the old story about hitting the ball square on the club face head is so important. I've got a 150-yard shot out of a bunker into a green that's protected by a bunker on the short side. So I'm going to probably just go a little bit here to the middle And I'm going to hit about a 180-yard club. So I'm going to add some yardage to this. I'm going to try to hit this a little bit more like a true fairway bunker shot, not move my lower body too much. See what I can do. Well, even with clubbing up a couple, I still ended up short. I didn't even make it into the bunker. So I've got a 53-foot chip here. I think the important thing to remember is it's going to go downhill. I'm going to get a little bit to left. I think I'm going to go right at it. I've noticed I've been hitting a lot of things right today. So, about an 18-yard shot. I'm entirely unhappy with the shot. I just hit a little too hard. Not a lot of movement. This is a very makeable putt, very makeable putt. 12 feet flat. And you can just see I'm just headed out the left edge. Definitely hit it hard. Made sure my club face was square, not open on that putt too. Take a look at that green as you fly in. You can see how you want to potentially attack it as you come in. If you want to see the flyby again, you just go up here to the corner, pick flyby, and get another flyby of the hole. And take a look at that green, how it rolls off in front. Probably is kind of on towards the high side of the hole, so it'd be nice to be maybe short, just short and a little bit right, but that'll bear out when we get up there and take a look. It's 183 yards, the wind's behind us with a 7-mile-an-hour wind, so there's no way I'm going to hit a hybrid in there. It would be off the back of the waist area. The 5 would probably be deep. I think the right thing to do here is hit the 6. The other thing I'm going to do is go straight at the hole. As I said, tendency is to go a bit right today, and notice which way the wind is blowing. You can see it down here telling you that it's going to push the ball off a little bit anyway. So it'd be nice to hit a little bit of a draw. Let's see what we can do. Pushed off. Probably should have put a little more into it or hit the 5 with like a half swing. So what do we see here? We have a right to left, nothing too radical, but it's a long putt. 35 definitely breaks a little more up here by the hole. So as the putt slows down, it's probably going to break a little more. I'm not going to go too far out, 37 feet. We just want to get this in, get a 2 putt, move on. That was a great lag putt for me. I struggled mightily to get going yesterday on the first 9, including a couple, like a 4 putt and a 3 putt, a couple 3 putts. Once I got to the back 9 on the fast greens, I was able to get through them much easier. Takes some adjusting. Today with the medium fast greens, you can see that I'm getting most of my putts in close enough to get myself out of trouble. And I luckily got a couple fairly flat lies for a couple 12-foot putts, 11-foot putt range. So here we are with a 418 5 yards, 423 on the scorecard, but down here 418 5 yards, that's to the hole. I see the bunkers out here at 230 and the waste area over here at 320, so there's no way I'm going to get to that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play for this, knowing that I'm into the wind, and the ball's going to probably be right up there by the bunkers. All right, again, I'd like to work a little bit more on my draw, into out. Last time I didn't get the club head on the ball, and so this time I want to make sure I do. Shorten up my swing a little bit. I think it's a straight path, this would be my guess. Oh, it's outside to in, so I was actually not straight and not inside to out. So that's something I need to work on for the next swing. So now I've got 188 in, kind of the wind's over there. Again, this is kind of a tweener, but you know, I think I just need to set my 5-iron down. No way am I going to hit a 20 or a 23. I'm going to go down and hit the 5-iron, see if I can put enough poop on it to get it there. So I probably need an 85-mile-an-hour swing to get it there. And I just get it onto the green. Yeah, that's an 84-mile-an-hour shot. So probably right in the range of where I need to be. Again, had I put the 23-degree hybrid in my hands, I would have had to really back off of it, and I still didn't know what kind of trouble I might get into. So here again, another long putt, big long lag putt to get up there. I see the big right to left to start, but by the time you get to the end of the hole, up close to the hole, it slowed way down, and if anything, it might start back the other way. So all the break we're going to putt through right to begin with is what I'm planning on. Then we're not going to get a lot of break after that. So probably like about there maybe, and then 47 feet, and it's downhill at first in a big way, but then it kind of goes uphill. Well, I wish I had snugged it up a bit closer, but I left it short, and as you can see, there's not a lot of movement on this side, so I really have a very makeable, easy putt as long as I hit the thing square and put enough on it to get to the hole. And you'll notice that it's a flat putt too, 5 feet, 0 inches up or down. Got myself another par. I'm going to go in at number 9 today. Now this course, the Arizona course, Phoenix course, is being played as a tournament on OptiShot, and I will be playing it today or tomorrow in tournament mode. I have 2 options to play. One's the Open, which is pretty much anybody can play it with any handicap. That Open is, I believe, played from the middle greens. It played under a very similar circumstance to this setup that I'm playing under. Then there's the tournament. There's 2 other flights, A, B, and then there are a third one's called tournament. A and B are for certain handicaps. The tournament handicap was for anybody with a plus handicap, and right now I've got like a plus .4 or something. So consequently, I have to play in the tournament if I want to play that flight as well. So it gives me two options. The Open, you only play one round. Tournament, you do play 2 rounds. Never have I seen them actually play 4 rounds. So here's 396 with a bit of a right to left wind. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can straighten out my driver. If you'll remember correctly, I've struggled with a little bit of everything with it. Not hitting it square on the cub face, and then also this last time having it out to in swing, which is very atypical of me. So we're going to see if we can just fix all that in one swing. I don't take a lot of practice swings because I'm broadcasting, so we'll see if we can correct on the fly. And the answer is yes. It's going to take me right to a bunker. So I've got 169 in. I'm going to hit my hybrid 20 on this thing and hit it like I do hit bunker shots. There's not a lot of lower leg in this, make it more of a shot with my shoulders and arms. Try to stay still. So that's pretty accurate of what I just did on the swing. Was not a good swing. Always got to pay attention to this game. If you're on the fringe sometimes, I'm on the rough right now, but sometimes you're on the fringe, it'll still line you up with a 56-inch wedge. You'll pull up with your putter, putt it, not paying attention to the fact that it thinks you're hitting a wedge, and you'll end up with a little 3-foot dribbler putt, because it's assuming you're using a wedge. In this case, I am going to use a wedge. Tempting, but it's a 20, it's not quite a 20-yard shot. It's about 18 yards. And I think I'm going to aim a little bit to the left. I'm punching these out a little bit. I'm going to hit just an 18-foot pitch. I'm continuing, because of my in to out swing, show that I'm hitting it out that way. I have a nice shot in, 21 inches without too much break. I'm just keeping it inside the hole basically. Seeing if I can get up and down for another par. A sandy par, no less. And that gets me out 1 over par after taking that drop on the first run hole. I see that we have God and Guns in today. He was I think the last one in yesterday's game. And I've decided that on the course, you never argue with anybody named God and Guns. All right, next up here, we have this 369 par 4, but it's playing 342 today, and it's 3 yards down. But these bunkers are all in play from the middle tees. Yesterday, I didn't even reach the middle tees. That was with a pretty good drive for me. Today, I'm going to just play out here, probably. I'm comfortable in that range. I've been hitting a bit of a cut anyway. But again, I've been pushing the ball or cutting the ball. And I think off the shot is really accurately reflecting what my ball would be doing on the course. So I can't blame the sensors or the physics of the game. I think it's the golfer. So here we go. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a straight shot here. And the answer is no. And I'm going to just clear the bunker. That's only because I'm playing the middle tees, and of course I didn't clear the bunker. I rolled in at the end. So now I've got another bunker shot. I'm going to play not the 52. In fact, I'm going to play the 9-iron from here because it's coming out of the bunker. Here is a perfect example of off the shot not being able to replicate what really is going on. What really is going on is pretty clear. The ball would be in the bunker, below my feet. I would be standing on the rough, reaching down, bunk bent over, and that's something that this game can't replicate, and sometimes I don't mind. So I've got a pretty straightforward shot out of the bunker. And I'm going to do another bunker. Well, I've been playing the sand a lot in Scottsdale today. So now I've got a fairly short bunker shot, 32 feet, just under 11 yards, 31 inches up, and I'm going to play it with a very lofted club. Notice how that breaks down there anyway, to the left to right. So I'm aiming well left. I'm going to open up my club face, and I'm going to just hit a typical bunker shot here. And again, remember, when I do these shots, I don't use a ball. When I'm doing fairway bunkers, I use the ball, but here I can't because I'm worried about breaking lights on a very high ceiling, which we've done. All right. I should have probably more accurately. I can when you're using a shot like that, I could have clicked this and more accurately reflected my ball path. So if I had taken a little time, I should have done a little better job of showing what kind of shot I was hitting there. Now right here, I have very slow right to left, and to save par, I'm going to need to sink this 5-footer. And I'm going to just go just left edge, or excuse me, just on the right edge. By the way, interestingly, I had that club face way open, and it responded by telling me that it was only open 1.9, and I hit it off the extreme toe. So the reading there is a little bit suspect, but the result of the shot is reasonable enough that I'm not going to complain about it. And I got the 5-footer in for par. Thank goodness it was a fairly straight putt. Just to see how God and Guns is doing, I'm going to click back here on the scorecard. Oops. I'll have to wait for a second now. Let's take a look and see how God and Guns is doing. He hasn't, if I go back here to the first side of the scorecard and take a look, he has parred number 4 and is not playing at the moment. So I've got a 436 par 4 on the scorecard. 447 down here. You can say to the pin. I'm playing 436, 6 yards down. So it's quite reachable for me, especially with the wind pushing a little bit left to right. Notice that notice the water. We got a lot of water here. So it's pretty brutal, but it's going to be hard for me to hit the water. I said, to jinx myself, because I've been hitting pretty much a cut all day, a little bit in, because my swing path has been a little bit straighter out to in, and I've been hitting the ball, I think, a little bit on the wrong side of the face. So let's see if we can just hit a nice straight one again. Been trying that for a while. And I continue. I got my inside to out, but again, I think I'm just not hitting it on the club face square. So a little later on, when I'm signed off, I'll probably take a look at my driver head to see where I've been hitting the ball. So I've got a lot of water over there. Luckily, the wind is pushing me towards the middle of the green. I'm going to play it safe. I've got 181. I'm not going to hit the hybrid. I'm going to hit a 5 iron, even though I'm hitting out of the rough. Bit of a cut there, it's going to be out there. So today, it's interesting, I tend to be swinging more straight than into out. Just part of the nuances of your daily swing patterns. Here's a big long putt, which I seem to be having a lot of those today. A lot of movement at first. There's movement right to left up closer to the hole, but it definitely starts to slow. I think towards right at the hole, it probably evens out. And not a ton of break at all, but just snugging the ball in close is going to be the big deal here. 53 feet, 8 inches down. Yeah, I need to hit that a lot harder. That leaves me 11 feet out. Wow. Again, I get kind of lucky today because I'm picking the right side of the green to putt from a lot of the time. In this case, not a lot of movement, just a little. On the 12-foot putt, 3 inches down, I'm counting on just a little bit right to left. Definitely do not want to leave the club head open here on my putt. Blew it past the hole by 46 inches. And there would be an example of speed and aim. And I'm in for a bogey, so a 3 putt. But I've been putting from 45, 50 feet several times today. You can't keep doing that and get away with it. So in many respects, Optishot really nails some of the aspects of putting. So even though the putting's not the same, the concept of scoring and putting is exactly the same. It counts to putt well. All right, we're on hole 12, par 3. This is the other par 3 on the back 9. Of course, coming up to 16 later on, the stadium hole. We got 168 here, 3 yards down. The wind is pushing a little bit in and across. And I feel comfortable here, probably hitting 6 iron. So it's going to leave me short, but look at the trouble I'm avoiding by not hitting long. If I go long here, I really get myself into a very protected area with the bunkers on the left and the water all the way around this. So I'm going to play safe. I'm going to see if I can probably put about muscle. And even though this is showing that I didn't, I feel that it was not a shank, but I certainly feel like I hit it off the heel. So now I'm into the water. Strokes are 2. Looks like I'm on the fringe. And based on where I'm at, I'm going to putt this, so I got to move down to my putter. And you can see it looks like I'm on the putting surface, even though the game's not acknowledging that. It's 7 inches down on another 57-foot putt, so very much like the last lag putt I have. What you see is that it looks pretty straight, but definitely there's going to be some, I think, doesn't look like it will. Now I'm going to wonder, I've got to put on some reading glasses and look at a screen over here and actually see that it is moving right to left. All right. Well, a much better lag putt than last time. Gets me in close enough that I'm going to probably be able to sink this and walk away with a bogey. Considering I put the tee shot into the water, I'll take that. Big long par 5, 501, 492 is what we're playing, so it's kind of reachable in 2 potentially. Certainly I can clear that water. That bunker comes into play maybe. So we've got the wind behind us and the wind's pushing us a little bit left to right. So now I'm going to concentrate on getting my club face to the center, ball to the center of the club face, I should say. I feel I could have done better, but it is what it is. I'm going to try my 3-wood here. There's no doubt I'm flirting with these trees right here. Let's see if we technically can get the ball up high enough to get past those trees with my 3-wood. It's a 15-yard pitch, 9 inches down, and I've been hitting everything. This always shows my swing path of in to out pushes the ball to the right. And I think we're just going to try to throw this in there really close. See what we can do. The answer is yes. I've set myself up for a inside the right side of the cup. 28 inches, 1 inch down, 1 inch down, I should say. Get a birdie out of the deal to make up one of my strokes. Looks like we're coming up to 14, which is another long par 4. Pin is way back. Got to remember there's not a lot of room off the back here. When I come in, that bunker up front does not come into play. It's at 179. If I hit a monster drive or hit offline, I'd be over there. I think I'm going to pick that as my swing path. And let's see if we can put one out there. There is my draw, wind out. So even though I hit the ball far and hard, it still didn't travel far because of the wind. I've got 216 in, which is not 3-wood, but probably my hybrid with the way the wind is blowing. I'm definitely aiming to the right. You can see also, by the way, that another regular player has joined the game, Wilbur. This guy golfs fast, so he's going to be cruising along. God and Guns is currently playing number 8. Wilbur will, last time I saw him play, he played extremely fast. So I've got 216. I'm going to get a hybrid here. Pretty sure was a hosel shot as well, so I deserve to be over there. So I have a 23-yard shot. I've got a lot of these today. I'm going to again aim a little bit to the left because of my in-out swing. Three yards. Feel pretty darn good about that. I do believe that this game is helping me. Playing on opposite shot is helping me get my yardages down better with my pitching and chips. And here we go. The big par 5, 493, a very reachable hole. However, as you experience the flyby, the flyover, you're going to see where the green is. And you're going to realize that if you are going to go for it in 2, you really better be sure about what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to be wet. Just got my draw going in time for this hole. And I really don't want to draw, so I'm going to have to go back to the swing I was doing earlier. But I really like my draw, so I don't want to give it up. But not a good hole to hit a draw. Now I'm sitting here And do I go for it or not? I've hit the 3-wood pretty well today, and it's just too much fun not to go for it, even though it's going to impact my score. If I miss, who cares? All right, we'll give it a try here. Pretty good shot, but I'm going to probably bleed off the hole. Oh, I just stay up. That makes up for that one where I rolled off the fairway into the bunker. So, I'm on the green, I'm putting 43 feet, 3 inches down. I'd sure like to get another bird. I don't think this is an eagle putt unless that was John Rahm. Not a lot of movement up by the pin, but it is still moving left to right. I'm going to aim right about there maybe, knowing that it's going to be a slow break all the way down to the hole, 43 feet. I just need to get this in close. Well, maybe I am John Rahm. Let's take a look at that on replay if we can. I'm not sure if I can replay that once you move on to the next hole, but that was phenomenal putt for me. That's a flyover for the next hole, and I'm teed up, but I'm going to hit R to see if I can go back and do a replay, and the answer is I do not believe I can do. Now, I can't do a replay of the last hole. So my best shot of the day, a gigantic putt for eagle, I don't get a view again. So here we go. We have a right to left, and we definitely have some issues there, don't we? Got the wind pushing and not a lot of room. So, 139 yards, 8 iron. I'm actually going to hit a 9 iron here, even though it's a crosswind. I just feel more comfortable hitting a bit short. Not that there's trouble long, but I feel like I'm going to be just fine if I hit this ball. And I just want to hit it hard. By swinging hard, I tend to go into out, and I didn't completely close the club head down, but it's enough to cause a ball flight to go right to left. I've got a very small amount of break here, but I'm going to play it about there, 15 feet, 2 inches down. Nice to drop this in for birdie. And it probably could have been a birdie had I hit the ball hard enough. 40 inches to in. I'm going to keep it just inside the left edge. And walk away with a par. I didn't even talk about that being the stadium hole, but that's exactly what that was right there. That was the stadium hole. there have been 20,000 fans there tomorrow. All right, we have a 281 par 4, and the wind's pushing a little bit left to right, or right to left. I'm going to go ahead and hit driver on this. Normally I wouldn't. I am going to hit my draw here. And I'm going to aim a touch more right. Unfortunately, the ball's going to roll off if I don't get it up there, but I think I can if I really muscle this. Now, did I just swing 134? I'd like to believe I did. That would be, I swung really hard and I hit the ball really well, but it's hard to believe that I just hit that hard. I really did give it a lot. However, I think it's pretty much a given that I did not swing 134. So some people play tournament stuff or play games in mulligans allowed specifically to redo shots like that, since they know they're not real shots. My attitude has been, well, there's enough clunkers I hit, like a shank, that ends up being a great shot, an opta shot, that I go, I'll just play and take my lumps. So I hit that really well, but I didn't hit it that well. I like everything about it. Kept the club openness just under 3 degrees, inside to out swing. So much for a great shot. 34 yards. Got to hit my 56. Got to get it up and over this bunker. I'm going to plan on it rolling a little, looks like right to left, but I'm pushing these, so I'm going to play it about there. Here on this hole. So by being fancy, I got pretty hurt here. Not a lot of break though. Look at that. I got myself, even though it's going to be a long putt, what I see here is a small amount of left to right. I'm going to putt through a lot of that break to start. So I'm going to probably putt about there. About there. And it's a 30-foot putt, 9 inches down. It's a pretty fast putt. And I'm going to have to take my lumps and move on. Risk reward was reward with an eagle 2 holes ago. And that, the risk showed with a bogey. Keep in mind that probably is a bogey because opta shot said I was a lot stronger than I really am with a swing. So we're going to try the same drive again. This has been a lot of fun this round. I'll type a quick note in the opta shot before I log off it. Opta shot is fairly abrupt with ending games. Once it's over with, you can't really go back and fly over the course or look at any of your holes. That's one thing nice about streaming them, is I can go back and look at my game if I want, or look at my swings. So I'd like to hit the same drive I just hit one more time. So we're going to try it one more time. And that's not going to go very far because hit on the bottom of the driver. And that is reflected well in opta shot. Here's a side hill lie, 147 in. The wind is behind me. I'm going to hit an 8-iron out of the rough. But I still think I'm going to get there. And I'll stick a little bit to the left. For the second day in a row, I fly the green. And here we are with another 20-foot chip. I'll go definitely a bit over here. You can see why I'm getting good at these. It's because I have to do them all the time. Before I putt, I'm going to type to the guys. Thanks for playing. Game will be So we're going to throw that up there. And now I'm going to, once I putt out, I'm not available to see the screen. So I'm definitely going to play the break here, 8 feet, 1 inch up, see if I can get this up and in. I get it hard enough, 5 inches away. I just need to put a little more on it. There you go, finished with a bogey. So 36 out, 37 in, 2 over par, and that's probably about 6 strokes, 5, 6 strokes better than what I did yesterday from the black. Notice that I played 6,400 yards today instead of 7,200 yesterday. So I roughed up the front pretty badly because of putting. It wasn't really getting to the green, so I didn't leave myself short putts today. Just was able to get in on two putt most of the time. The other factor is I took a couple strokes away with that eagle, so that certainly was nice. Fairly representative of where I am. So thanks for watching. We'll be streaming again, I think, tomorrow. I appreciate you guys following along. And until see you again, thanks so much. You can always send me chat notes or anything on Twitch, and I appreciate it. In fact, I'm checking right now to see if by chance anybody has chatted, and no. So always like suggestions or any ideas that you would like, so please let me know, and we will see you again soon. Thanks.